Welcome back, everybody, to the JAKIB post-game show. This is now officially the post-game show, and we'll bring some people on from the chat, the great people who join us every single week. I see a couple checking in already, so we will get to you guys in a second. If you're in the green room, there's a couple of you in there, and if you're going to join the show, there's a couple differences that this week that I want you to do. Okay, I want you to have a question ready for me at the end of the interview. So if you're going to join, I got questions for you. You got to have one question for me at the end of the interview, and we'll end it with your question for me. So have that if you're going to join. I see a bunch of people in the green room. Have one question for me. Kimberly, I see you looking to get on. The link is there in the chat, so you got to click the link and join that way. So appreciate that. I got 25 minutes or so here to do some post-game interviews. Big thanks to everybody for getting us up over 500 likes. Birds moved to 5-2, everybody. 37-17 today. Blew out the Bengals. Jalen Hurts outplays Joe Burrow, one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. Jalen Hurts has an elite performance today. Let me read off some of the stats real quick from our guys. Sorry, let me load it up here. My computer's went a little haywire here last segment. Jalen Hurts, 16-20 today, 236 and a tutty. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries for 108 yards. Jalen Hurts, 10 carries, 37 yards. Thought he had some very effective runs today. Devontae Smith, 6 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown. What a throw that was, by the way. What a throw and catch on that Devontae Smith long touchdown. A.J. Brown, 5 catches, 84 yards, long of 29. That was a nice play there. Grant Calcaterra, 3 for 58, and then Jack Stoll and Saquon Barkley each had a catch, 6 yards and 3 yards, respectively. So pretty good numbers, man. I thought that the team really had a good balanced approach to the game today. 161 total rushing yards, 236 passing yards. And now I have a green room of about 30 people. So let me try and run through as many as I can. I'm probably not going to get to everybody, but I will get to as many of you as possible. Have that question ready. I'm going to go to my man, Oline Guru, Caleb, coming up first. What's up, brother? How you doing on this big win, baby?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you, man. Look, is that the formula for winning or what, Caleb?
Well, I said that was the formula weeks ago. I did that was the formula weeks ago, man. My only question was, will we continue with that formula? And we did. I don't mind us passing a little bit more. That was never the thing, as if we only have to run the ball. But I just knew the phase that we was in, we need to get back to 22 and expand from that. I don't mind us passing the ball a little bit more, but as of right now, I think we need to stay with that formula.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, and by the way, the passing game's not an issue when you have that formula because Jalen Hurts has clearly proven when you take some of the pressure off him with the running game, he's a much more proficient passer. 16-20 today.
And I didn't get to say this the other times, and I've been thinking I should have said it. The reason why I look like a madman harping on it, because it fixes more than just the issue of needing to run the ball. It fixes so many issues. We're not saying how much better the defense looks because we're off the field. What people don't realize is the way Cincinnati went down there and scored. Can you imagine if we had a 3-and-out?
Right.
Can you imagine if we was behind the sticks? It would have been Tampa all over again. That's why it's so important. It's more than just running the ball. It changes the whole element of the team. Defense is fresh. We need help in the pass rush. The pass rushes are more fresh right now. Defense looks way better. We're keeping them off the field. Like it's just so much more to it. I just ain't got too much more to say just because like now we're good. Yeah. Only time you're gonna see me when the bad man is back.
Any question? But what's your question for me, man?
And we're Super Bowl contenders, by the way.
Yeah,
remember
I like
I said that. I said it after Cleveland, and I know it seemed early. I'm just not that confident in nobody else in the NFC. I like the Lions, but they got to prove it. It is what it is. So, yes, we're Super Bowl contenders.
Lions clapped the team. I forget who'd they play today because whoever it was, they destroyed them. I was
almost watching. Dropped the 60 ball on them.
I know, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, do you have a question for me on the way out?
Yeah, man. So, how do you feel about us? And I know you were more connected. One thing I would like for us to do, what are the odds of us getting a Max Crosby or Myles Garrett? I know it might be unlikely just because of the team and how and what we're in, but I think that we do mid-season additions. Now, they're never to the extent of a caliber player like that.
I know,
What's the odds of us going for something like that? Now, I heard a report that the reason why we knew that we couldn't get Reddick is because we made a call to try to get Reddick, which lets me know that we are maybe interested in the edge rusher.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the
The
outcome?
reason I don't think one of those two players is because teams don't just give up those guys. But at the end of the day, man, that's going to be a lot of picks, and I don't see how we depart with that many picks. Look, I'm with you though in the camp of if you're going to make a move, make it a big move. So I'd like to see him do that. But if I had to give you an answer, I'd say no. We're not going to go down that road.
Well, appreciate it, man. I think y'all doing a phenomenal job, bro. I ain't got much to
Thank
say
you,
to
man.
that,
I
obviously,
appreciate that
because
very much,
the
man. And I
formula is here,
appreciate all
bro.
your super chats and your support, bro. It means a lot to me.
No problem, man. You and John keep killing it, bro. You really killing it right now, Xander. I've been locked in with y'all. I came off
Thank
with
you, man.
the nation a little bit, bro, but you're killing it, bro.
Awesome, man. Thanks, bro. Talk to you next week, all right, man? See you, man. Good stuff there. Let's get to another member. Let me go to Joe Whip. Joe, you ready for me? I'm coming to you next, my friend. Joe,
I'm
what's
ready.
going on, man? Good to talk to you again. How you been?
Good to see you again. I've been good. How about yourself?
I've been great, man. Can't complain. Birds are 5-2. What's your takeaway from today, Joe?
I have no complaints at all today.
Yeah.
The offensive line played very well.
Yep.
Fred Johnson, I watched him the whole time, and he played out of his mind.
It's that one, you, man. It keeps showing up for us.
The defensive line played very well. Jordan Davis clogged up the middle on the runs. The secondary was much better. Cooper DeJean is making a huge difference in the secondary.
Yeah, no doubt. He looks really good. Where are you on Jalen after today, man? I think
he played great.
He played great.
I'm not going to. I mean, the guys were open. He saw them over the middle. He threw to the right people. When he plays like that, I'm not going to bitch.
Yeah.
When he plays like he did against the Giants, I'll complain. He was awful against the Giants.
And listen, you're a fan of the team. You're entitled to do that. No doubt about it.
I've been watching him since '63, baby.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's love right there, man. You've been watching him since way before I was born.
I saw
Joe, any question for me on the way out, man?
Well, I have two questions for you.
Yep, hit me.
What have you done to John to make him so cantankerous the last few weeks?
I don't know, man. He's been acting up though, hasn't he?
Yeah, I kind of like it. I call him Dark John.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta bring it out of the shell, give it a little life to the show, you know.
And the other question is, when can I get a white JAKIB Sports golf shirt?
I know. I saw you comment that. I was having a little bit of an issue with them, but I did wear my white polo out, and it's a lot more golf friendly. I'll put it up on the site for you this week. All right.
Yeah,
man?
I need the collars. The golf club.
Yeah, for your yeah. So I got that one is nice for golf. So I'll put it up for you on the store this week. All right, man.
Who's the supplier?
Huh?
Who is it? Who makes them?
I have a local person around here, but then I've outsourced the fulfillment because I can't. Then I don't have to buy all the inventory up front, so I can buy it on an order basis. Yeah, so
I'm just deciding on the what size to get depending upon.
Oh, that one's an Adidas polo. It's Adidas.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All
so
right,
it's pretty nice. But I'll get that up for you. All right, man. Thanks for joining, Joe. Great to talk to you again, brother.
All right, take it easy.
All right, see you, man. Good stuff there from Joe Whip checking in. Let's go to my man Hot Sport. Hot Sport, you ready for me?
Yeah, I'm ready. No wine this week, Xander. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Okay?
No, you're good, man. I saw your super. By the way, I did see your super chat at the end. I didn't get to it. My bad. I if I saw it, I would have read it.
No,
come off too harsh to you, but I appreciate you being here. What's your
all good,
from the game today, man? That's a big win.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. Look, this is this team I sort of envisioned before we kicked off this season. Just the balance we have on offense with the weapons you got. Saquon involved. He went over 100 yards. You get the balls he was playing to Devontae. That touchdown was an absolute dime. That 50 was it a 50-yarder
right there?
And the balls to AJ. He's got Calcaterra involved. The offense looked exactly the way I envisioned it before at the start of the year. And on the defensive side of the ball, man, those young guns. And I was coming in saying that last week on my Giants thing, but all those Georgia guys, they're really starting to look like the first rounders that we got. And Cooper DeJean, man, is awesome. I got so pumped about all of those defensive players that we've drafted the last couple of years, last 3 years actually, and now they're all starting to look like what you thought they looked like, including Nakobe Dean, really.
Yeah, Nakobe looks really good.
The one guy I'm really looking forward to seeing, and obviously we'll have to wait on it, is Trot Jr., and I'm excited to see what he might look like.
Yeah, and that's why. So the expectations aren't huge for him.
Yeah, but for me, I thought originally, before he was picked in the 5th, when coming into the draft, he was a 2nd or a 3rd, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, he fell a little
and
bit.
it fell to us. Yeah. So
yeah, he's going to be
now,
great. Wait, I got a question for you though. All right, and it's not exactly.
I have a question for you. But yeah.
It's not exactly Eagles related here.
Yeah.
You're from where? Australia, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you were born and raised? Okay, so
Yeah.
what's your process for picking American sports teams? Because you got a Dodgers hat on.
No. So I wasn't
like, what's going
okay.
on here, by the way?
Okay, pretty much. So I have a British father. So I have obviously big affinity for Premier League soccer. So I was up at 3:30 this morning. I watched the Eagles and Arsenal, my team, at the same time.
Okay.
I was born in
most American.
I was born in Los Angeles, right? My mom grew up in LA their whole life. And I live in Australia. At the moment.
If you were born in LA, it's acceptable.
I've been here since my junior year of high school in Australia.
Awesome.
So
great. How'd you become an Eagles fan?
So I used to live in when I
the Eagle.
No. So my best friend when I was a kid, actually funny because my uncle was a big Rams guy, and I just felt like it was forced upon me. Like I wasn't really loving the Rams. Like I saw them win a Super Bowl, but I didn't feel love.
Yeah,
felt fake. You know what I mean? And my best friend at the time was a big Eagles fan. I watched it. It was the first game I saw was the NFC Championship game, the Eagles against the Rams. So I started that game going for the Rams, and by the end of it, I was disappointed the Eagles lost. And I was like, and yeah, I've been loved Donovan McNabb was my favorite player as a kid. I still have his jersey. It's like yay big. I've never missed an Eagles game in over 20 years.
A little pressed for time. What's your question for me?
Yeah. So my question is, and I'll preface this by I've got a lot of crap the last few weeks on my own platform because I've been so critical of Brock Purdy. Who do you believe is a better quarterback? Who would you rather have as an Eagles quarterback? Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy?
That's a great question. I think they're two completely different skill sets, and I think many people conflate the two with expecting Jalen to look like Brock and then Brock to look like Jalen. If you want a progression quarterback that's going to run your offense just like Kyle Shanahan wants, by the way, Kyle Shanahan doesn't want any quarterback calling plays at the line of scrimmage. Kyle wants you to run his offense. Brock is a better quarterback for that, right? Jalen is a playmaking player who creates things. He's a creator, if you will. If I had to pick, I take Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is bigger upside. I think Jalen Hurts is a winner. That's not to say it's not close. I am a bigger Brock Purdy fan than most, but I think he's proving this year that he's pedestrian when everything's not around him. And I'll take the playmaker in that scenario, right? Because I believe they can make more plays. So good question.
I just want to add one more thing in there before to back up that point on Jalen Hurts before I go. So my dad was watching today because we were watching Arsenal, and my dad came here at 3:30 a.m. to watch the soccer, but I had two games on, and he was watching Jalen Hurts, and he said he's watching his performance today, like chopping out of the sky. First time he's ever watched an Eagles game, and he goes, "This guy is unbelievable. He could do everything. He can run. He can throw. He's an incredible athlete." He's like, "You guys got an awesome player here," and I'm like, "Wow, if only people could watch that through your eyes and say that about Jalen Hurts."
With all due respect, if your dad doesn't watch American football, then he would know.
No, but it's like if an alien in outer space could watch Jalen Hurts play, he'd think he's good.
I appreciate the sentiment, but the point would be that many people will push back and say athleticism doesn't win you Super Bowls, right? Being a great player in the pocket does, and that's where people would push back. But thank you for joining today, man. Good to talk to you again.
I'm always happy to join you. Yeah,
see you, man. Great stuff there from Hot Sport. Good stuff. Let me go to my man Akbar. I think Akbar is ready. Akbar, you ready, my friend? Your internet's a little spotty on me. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Big Z, my man, a.k.a. Big House Krause. What the fuck going on, my man?
What's up, Akbar? Yo, we've been hard on Jalen. You have too. That's the performance we need to see.
Look, Z. Today, Jalen Hurts is officially off the bum juice list. He's officially off the list. You know who's on that list, though?
Uh-oh.
Nolan Smith.
No, what?
Nolan Smith, your bump. Did you see how he got burnt on that Jamar Chase play? He was behind him like
who? You're blaming Nolan Smith and they drop him in coverage on a top 5 receiver in the NFL, are you fucking crazy, Vic
Did
Fangio?
you see how he covered him though? Did you see the play? Did you see his hips movement? He looked like the 10 man out there.
Dude, he's
He
an
looked
edge rusher.
terrible.
He's an edge rusher.
Well, he had no business out there trying to guard Jamar Chase.
I'm taking that bum juice and I'm pouring it out. Pour out the bum juice.
Pour out the bum. Listen. Jalen Hurts today, dog. Like Jalen Hurts. Remember last week when I was telling you, I was saying that this was the first time that we seen the offense and the defense connect at the same time. Today this was the second time, and it looked better this week than it did last week to me. I mean, Joe Burrow, the first series, he looked like he was doing his thing. Can we stop the shit about our defense not being thorough? Can we stop that? Our defense is thorough. Listen, I just told you last week we giving up less than 20 points a game.
Yeah, man.
They doing it again.
Yeah,
They doing it again.
They're earning their keep. They are. You're right.
They're doing it. Like we don't got the big flashy names. Brian Burns, who we beat the shit out of, knocked him out of the game last week. You know what I mean? I ain't heard Hendrickson name all goddamn day, and that's all I've been hearing. Oh, Hendrickson. We had to be wary of Hendrickson. The bull, Fred, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. Fred Johnson played ball today. They brought 22 Hurts back. This is the Jalen Hurts I want to see. Okay, I got two things I want to say. One thing, the Cleveland game and the Giants game, those are like tune-up fights. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You know how you rumble the lesser opponent. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Until you get to the contenders. Okay, Joe Burrow is a contender, is he not?
No, he is.
Beat the shit out of him. Beat shit down his legs. Listen, Jamar Chase, that play that Isaiah Rodgers made was phenomenal.
That was a great play, man.
Hell yeah. Devontae, listen, the bull, Jalen Hurts. This is the second thing that I wanted to bring up as far as Jalen Hurts. When he runs, that's like his layup. If he was in the NBA, him running the ball, that'd be his layup. Throwing the ball down the field, that's his 3-point shot. But a lot of times you have to warm up before you know what I mean? You have to get on a roll. You have to get in a rhythm before you throw them shots. Listen, right. The bull looked real good today, man. He's off the bum juice list, but I need to see this from here on out. I need to see this Jalen Hurts from now on. And also, they ran the game through Barkley. Now, I love Johnny Mack. Of course, you know I love Big Sills, right? But I'm not agreeing with this notion that we're a pass team and we want to run the ball to close the game. First of all, that's stupid. It don't make no sense. It worked for us in 22. However, since the game has been, you need a running game. We got Barkley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he might got 2 yards here, 3 yards here, but for most of the time today, we had short yardage on third down, right? Jalen showed out today, man. I'm really, really proud of him, man. I just want to give Huff a notable I'm gonna say something about him because he made the very first play of the game. Huff did his thing, whatever. Who else I got down here? Graham, that one play. Graham is good.
That was at the third down. That might have been a third down play, but he stopped.
Third down. When you need him to show up, he show up. Dean was great today. Devontae, Barkley.
Are you wearing the Kobe Dean jersey?
I knew you was going to ask me that. Actually, it's Alshon Jeffries.
All right, that is big time acceptable for me.
And then the 17 represents the day that I was born. However, if Dean keeps playing the way he's playing, man, Now, man, I wouldn't mind wearing it. He got to play. Listen, the boy last 2 weeks, he's been playing really, really good, man. Shout out to Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio is a good coach.
Yeah,
He's a good coach. He's good, man. He's dealing with Zach Bourne. We got a bunch of no-namers on our squad except Slay. Slay had a good game. He got burnt one play, but he was tackling. He did his thing.
Akbar, I got to run. All right. You have a question for me?
Yeah, I did have a question for you. Let me listen. I've been meaning to ask you this. I've been meaning to ask you this for a couple weeks, but I don't know. All right, what's your top 5 running backs all time?
All time? You want me to give you a top 5 list of all time? Akbar.
Running backs.
See, I'm too young to know the great running backs.
Have you seen any tape? You don't have to have seen them. Did you see any tape on any old cats?
Yeah, I mean, you see the Barry tape, you see Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith. I mean, I've seen them all. My favorite when I was a kid was LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't know if he's anywhere close to top 5 of all time.
Hell no.
Adrian Peterson. I had the 2 jerseys I had when I was a kid.
No.
I had a white
no.
Tomlinson.
You gotta work on that list, baby. That's not the LaDainian Tomlinson.
Top 5 running back list on a post-game show, Akbar.
Huh? What you say?
All right, I got to run. All right, I'll talk to you next week. All right, bro.
All right.
All right, see you, man. Akbar hits me with a top 5 list on a post-game show. Akbar, you think I'm ready for this? All right, let's get to my next man, Jerel. Jerel, I'm coming to you, brother. What's up, Jerel? Good to see you, bro.
You know I've been waiting, Xander. Patiently, but waiting. Hey, you remember that conversation we had like 3 days ago on Twitter?
Yeah.
When we was talking about Jalen? Yep. And what I told you was going to happen throughout the season, we're going to start seeing it slowly but surely. That happened today.
Right now.
Let me ask you another question. You remember during the offseason when Lane got asked a question about the team and he was like, we need to be physical and we need to run the fucking ball. Dude, have we not been seeing that for the last 3 weeks now?
No, we have. And it brings out the best in Jalen Hurts.
It's crazy. Let me ask you another question. You remember, I think it was Thursday morning show when John McMullen was like, I'm worried. Well, actually, this has been the last 2 weeks. He's like, I'm worried about Fred Johnson on the left side, holding down the left side. And what has Fred been doing? Holding down the left side because that's his natural position on the left side? It's crazy. If I recall, I can remember saying that we was going to win the game by 21 or better. And what happened today?
Jerel, you're not.
We only destroyed them.
You're giving credit to Jerel and Jerel.
We only destroyed. We destroyed them. That's why, Xander. Because I believe. Nobody else is believing. Everybody wants to trade Jalen, draft a quarterback, trade for a quarterback. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit, man. Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, man. If you don't fucking like it, then you motherfuckers go cheer for Dak and the bum-ass Cowboys tonight, bro. Shut the fuck up about this shit about Jalen.
I can respect it. Are we a Super Bowl contender, Jerel? I think I know your answer to that.
All right, so you already know my answer, right? But if I'm going to be logical here, right, we have to see more. Brick by brick. The foundation has to continue getting laid for us to get to New Orleans in February. I do believe we can get there. I don't give a shit about Detroit, Minnesota, none of them fucking people, right? Until they see Philadelphia. You got to prove me wrong. I'm going to ride with the Eagles no matter what, win, lose, or draw. I do believe we are a Super Bowl contender, right? But it's going to have to continue brick by brick. Of course, the coach is not going to come out and say, hey, we're a running team, because that would be giving away what we're going to do, what we're trying to accomplish, right? Obviously, we need to be a running team to get like how we got today. And it's going to continue. Let me ask you a question, Xander. Have you looked at the rest of the schedule for the season?
I have.
I'm a call it right now. 14-3. And I'm being generous. I really want to go 15-2, but I'm going to say 14-3 just to be generous.
So you're saying we're
the rest of our schedule,
and then we're running through it because we're going to have a first round bye and we're going to lose the last game.
The NFC is coming through Philadelphia. I don't give a shit about Baltimore. We're going to go to Baltimore and we're going to beat the shit out of Baltimore. It's going to happen. And I will be there taking pictures, showing. Okay? I don't care
Are
about
you going
nobody
to the
left on
game
the
in
schedule.
Baltimore?
Not that.
You're going to that
Yeah,
game?
December 1st. Yeah, so that's my Christmas gift. 'Cause I'm going overseas the second week of December. I'm deploying. So
Oh,
I'm going to
wow.
that game December 1st. I'm going to be in Virginia. So I'm going to that game. So I'm going to be there. Listen, if you don't believe, yo, then you just need to shut the hell up, yo. Like, I'm tired of hearing this shit. I be on X 24/7. People be crying,
You'll be
bitching. I'm
shitting on
tired of hearing that
everybody,
shit.
Jerel.
I'm shitting on everybody, even Big Sales. I've been going at Big Sales the whole game. He
I
ain't
know you
respond to
have.
me. I
I
think
know you have.
he's scared of me. He's scared of me. It's cool. But yeah, man. You know I believe. I ride or die for mines, man. It's Bird Gang to the death of me.
I love it. Jerel, appreciate you checking in, my man. Thank you for your service. And we'll talk to you again next week. All right, man?
No doubt, Big Z. I'll see you tomorrow morning, baby. Let's go,
See you, brother.
Bird Gang.
Good stuff, man. Great stuff from Jerel there on Birds 365. Got a couple more to get to here. Let me go to my main man, M. Reyes. Is Big Sills in the chat? Because Big Sills needs to hear from the legendary M. Reyes, who will join us now. And what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Doing all right. Can you hear me all right?
I got you, man. You look good. You sound good. You look crisp. You ready to bring some of those chat opinions to the show, Em?
Oh my gosh, man. Never a doubt. I told you all week. Like, if Joe Burrow comes in, he's gonna be elite. He's gonna be so elite. Oh my God, so amazing on the field. He could really tear us up with whatever he's got.
52-6 today. That was your prediction?
I was expecting 52-3, but we were just a little short on that, but whatever. But you take what you can, right? We almost
no
had
doubt about it. What was your takeaways on the style of the win today? Do you like the balanced approach that they're using, and what's your opinion on that?
I really, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? We start slow, sure. Today wasn't like really, an indicator of that. They had that first drive was just like, holy shit, that took so long, and they had I felt like they had 17 3 and outs, and they just converted all of them. And it was it kind of felt at the beginning like, oh, they're gonna try a death by 1,000 cuts approach, short passes in the middle, just like the Bucs did. But I mean, we put an end to that pretty quick, I think, and I think Fangio did a great job of putting the defense in the right spot to make the play, and then the players definitely showed up and made the right plays. Our tackling was on point.
Look at this. Look at how the tables have turned right here. M. Reyes is on the screen as Big Sills is chirping in the chat.
Oh, God.
The tables have officially turned 180 degrees.
Sills, if you can watch, my sandwich order goes, I think Hertz and I want a BLT again, maybe? That sounds pretty good, right?
Wow, a big chirp. Oh, yeah. Any question for me on the way out, all right, brother?
Oh, yeah. I guess with all the momentum and the way teams are playing right now, and the way the schedule is looking, I mean, I guess, do you think the Commanders would be the next? Obviously, we take it week by week, but do you think the Commanders are going to be like the next biggest true test to this team?
I think they are the big. The funny part about the way the schedule looks, and when you look at it the way it's shaken out, that Commanders game coming up in a couple weeks or whatever it is, that could be the biggest game of the season. And the reason I say that is because you got to win the NFC East before you can win the NFC, right? So I'm not sold on the Commanders yet. Yeah. But if you lose that game in Philly, and then you lose the tiebreaker to them, if they win a lot of games down the stretch, we could not win the NFC East. So that's going to be a big game. But I think you're right about them being the next big test. But here's what I'll say about the test, right? You had Deshaun Watson. You had Daniel Jones. Those are done. Mm-hmm. You had Joe Burrow today. You got Trevor Lawrence next week, who's not a stiff. He's not great, but he's not a stiff. Yeah. You have Dak Prescott. You got Jaden Daniels. You got Matthew Stafford, and you have Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. That's a good slate of quarterbacks. Yeah. So I think all of these next games are a test, to be honest with you. Anytime you play a great quarterback, you got a good test. And I think you're past that part of the schedule where you have all those shit-stained quarterbacks, and now you got some good players. So I think they're all a test, but that would be my takeaway from that. And appreciate you joining, man. We'll talk to you on the chat tomorrow, right, my friend?
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day. Be safe.
Yeah, thank you, man. Great stuff from M. Rice. Appreciate him joining the show. Abe, are you ready? Is Abe out there? Trying to get to as many as I can. Sorry, guys. I got a bunch of you guys in here. I see Claryvoy is in here. Jada Legend, Sydney Families. Abe, I got you, brother. Let me get the Abe. Abe, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing? Good.
I'm doing great, man. You got a nice smile on your face. You're feeling good after an Eagles win, aren't you, brother?
Man, I'm feeling very, very well, man. After seeing what I saw today, it was something that I was super surprised about. I never seen Jalen run that fast for a touchdown, and I never seen Jalen throw that far for a touchdown.
I think that
Those
might
are-
have been his longest ever throw in the air raid. I think that might have been the longest ever throw for a touchdown. At least that is. I know he's had some deep throws in the past, but yeah, no, really impressive. You think we're getting closer to that Super Bowl form, Abe?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, am I witnessing something that could be a trend, or am I witnessing what Jalen is just doing because of a good defense?
Well, look, I mean, it's a team game, right? I mean, we got to, it's easy to be hard on Jalen, but you got to have a great team. I mean, look at the great look at Mahomes' defense. Look at the defenses that Tom Brady won. Every quarterback needs a great defense. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to use that to take away from his game. I think what you saw today was really promising. And as I mentioned to Big Sills, elite.
He didn't like that. He didn't.
Boy, we had a fun post-game show today. Abe, any question for me on the way out, man?
Do you think the shoes helped Jalen Hurts win this game? And
I'm going to say no.
The second question I got is, you know how Sills always talks about this defense and everything. With Vic Fangio, could he bring us to the playoffs or a championship like in 22 with this type of defense, the way they're stacking?
Well, so you're saying if he was on the 22 team, would we have won that game? Is that what you're saying?
Could he make this defense like 22?
Okay. Well, here's the thing, Abe. They're the same defense, right? Like Jonathan Gannon was a disciple of Vic Fangio as well as Sean Desai was. So they've had the same philosophy at defense for years now. But this is now the creator of said defense, kind of the godfather, if you will. So what we've seen we have less talent on defense right now than we did on 22, right? You had Hassan Reddick making plays. You had TJ Edwards and Kazir White, who had great seasons at linebacker. CJ had a big year that year. I mean, you had a lot of James Bradbury was still playing well at that time. You had Fletcher Cox was still in there. Like you had a lot of talent. So I think you can, though. I think it's reasonable to think that I don't think you're going to be 22, but I think you can be really damn good and probably enough with this offense to get over the top. Good question, though, man. I think it's interesting to think about. But Vic has done a really good job, man. He's done a really good job with this defense, and they're really finding their stride here for the last couple of weeks.
They're working as a team. That's one thing we haven't seen.
Complimentary football, man. No doubt about it. Abe, thanks for joining, man. Great to talk to you. As always, your merch designs are a hit, my friend, so thanks for doing it. We'll get you your care package in soon, brother. We appreciate you doing it, man.
Appreciate it. Go Birds.
Go Birds, man. Good stuff from Abe, man. I love Abe. Abe's a great dude. Let me get to Claryvoy, who was in. Claryvoy, you ready for me, brother?
Yeah. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, dude, I'm stoked, man. This is the best we looked since 22.
Yeah, I agree.
I am excited.
Hurts, man. I thought today was a really good game for him. I know we've talked about him in the past, and I think he's warranted some of his criticism in the past. But like I said, when he deserves criticism, I'll give it. When he deserves praise, I'll give it. I think he earned praise today. What'd you see from Jalen today?
Jalen looked awesome, man. I'm not a Jalen Hurts lover, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the best thing, but if he's coached the right way, I think he's perfect. You know,
and if he does what he did today, right?
The run game, I think Saquon has opened up Hurts being better. I know for a while, Big Sills always talked about we have 1,300-yard backs. Well, guess what? None of them were Saquon Barkley. Because now people are like, we got to stop Saquon.
Exactly. It's one thing to have a 1,300-yard back and then be DeAndre or Miles. Teams aren't game planning for them. You got a game plan for Saquon Barkley. I think you're bringing up a good point there. Your thoughts on the defense, man? They're making major progress right now. What are you seeing from them?
I don't know if Vic was like, hey, Howie, this is who we're drafting this year. I don't care what you say, we're drafting them because he can't draft defensive players, but it looks like he did this year. I don't know. I don't think Howie did it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, listen, you got to give him time on the draft picks. And you're right. I mean, look, if you go, Jalen Carter arguably could have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. And Quinyon Mitchell he's probably not going to win it because he doesn't have the stats yet, but he could arguably be in that conversation as playing that type of way. You stack a couple of those defensive draft picks, those are going to be cornerstones for your team for a long time. So I'll push back on Sills a little bit on that this week. I think, that I know that Howie's drafting has been bad in moments, but you're right.
Dude, this is the week of eating crow, Sills.
Yeah,
the week
of
eating
somebody's
crow.
already tweeting at me eating crow. I had to eat my crow a little bit on Jalen there, and I accept it. If I need to eat crow, I will eat crow. I won't literally. Eat crow.
We just can't have the goalposts move. Remember, you were talking about something else earlier. He brought up some other stat, and you're like, "Wait, what?" I'm saying.
I checked his ass. I said, "Now you're going to the defense." The question's Jalen Hurts, Big Cell.
Yeah,
Very boy. Any questions for me on the way out, man?
Yeah, I got a question for you. So I've been watching you, wear the JAKIB gear. Awesome. I like it, by the way.
Thanks,
is that
man.
your superstition that you got to keep to that now every week for the Eagles to win?
Ooh,
I know Eagles fans are superstitious.
Well, here's the thing. Because this is my platform and my channel, my philosophy on JAKIB gear is I'm going to market my brand, right? I mean, like the Eagles
I understand it.
From all millions of people all over the globe. They don't need me to market them. So that's why I wear JAKIB gear. But the fact that you now said that, I'm probably going to stick to it anyway and wear it every day. But now if it becomes a superstition, I might have to stick to it. You're right. Eagles fans are superstitious.
Man, you got to get socks next.
3-0 since I got the gear in?
Yep, they are 3-0, and they've been running the ball. That's the bigger thing. They've been running the ball.
Yeah, the balance attack is huge, man. No doubt about it. Claryvoy, thank you, man, for checking in. Great takes as always, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right, brother?
See ya.
All right, great stuff, man. I love the JAKIB members that join the show. Really good stuff from him. Let's go to – I got two left. Sydney family, I'm coming to you. Jay, I'm coming to you last, brother, because you checked in last. All right, Jay? I'll get to you, though, brother. Let's get to Sydney family. What's up, Sydney? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good morning or evening.
What time is it over there? Are you in Monday mode?
At the moment it's not. No, just after 9 a.m.
Monday morning? Yeah, so you guys are in Monday, man. I'm still living in Sunday land over here. Eagles get the win. What was your takeaway today, Sydney?
Well, this was Eagles 22 from the way. I'll start with the offense. When they made the plays, they flowed. It wasn't like, he just got that off or Hurts. It was a calm Hurts, like 2022. That's what I thought. I took away that he was calm all through that.
He was. He in the pocket too, Sydney. He was calm in the pocket. Yeah.
And even the throws, everything was like, well, that was always going to get there. Even through the middle, there was no one around. Everything was calculated and very calm. And we had two big boppers out, replaced by two other big boppers.
Yep.
And I thought Steen, apart from they're both 6'6", 6'7", 3.
You're Australian too, right? You sound Australian.
Yeah, well, I'm originally from a place called New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh, you are? Nice.
Yeah. But I've lived here since 17. I've been watching NFL for about 30 years. You're probably not even 30 yet, are you?
No, I'm 26, man. 26.
Yes, I've been watching a long time. So the two boppers that came in, Steen, apart from those two penalties, he was strong. And Johnson, obviously, I'm happy he had a good game. And to think, if they progress, you got two other big boppers. Wow, this could be Coach Stout. What a coach.
Yeah, man.
And also Calcaterra. I know he can't block, but those catches.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question about the tight ends at the end, but I know Stall's there to do the blocking and that, but I just thought, you know what? Calcaterra, look at him. He's doing this now consistently. And I'll tell you what, even though the engine hasn't been running on all cylinders, it's starting to get tuned. Yep,
I agree. Starting to get some oil.
And I'm talking on the offense. Defense, you know what? They are starting to come together. Burrow had some close ones. He was lucky a few times.
Yes, he did.
That close to being
that Cooper DeJean play. He almost intercepted him.
Yeah, so and Burrow's a talent. He's like top 5, top 3, whatever.
I think he's up there. He's top 5 at least.
Yeah, so I thought the defense did well too. I thought Rodgers, great to see him. I want to see more. The only thing I would say a bit negative is Maddox. I mean,
he sucks. But why do we need? We don't need him out there anymore. Stop putting him out there.
Tight end on that.
Yeah, he was on Gesicki on that one first down play. Yeah.
Headache. Oh, yeah. But him.
Gesicki's tough to cover, man. Gesicki had some great plays.
He was. I was like, oh, right, okay, this guy's a headache. But when I saw Maddox in, I thought, surely you can keep up with him. But no. Anyway, that's my only negative. And my question, how are you liking 2 tight ends being used?
I think it's needed. I think you lost something with Stoll, right? Because, I think the theory was when Mailata went down, you'd go to more 2 tight end sets to help with Fred Johnson, right? You had Trey Hendrickson, you had Brian Burns last week, but they haven't used it as much as I thought. And then you add in Calcaterra, he can't block.
Well,
he can catch, but he can't block. So I like the 2 tight end though, because Jalen he's not a huge wide receiver 3 guy anyway. So why not get a guy out there in tight end that's a little bit more versatile? So I like it from that perspective, and I think it seems to be working, but I'd like to see even a little bit more of it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm thinking when Goddard comes back, are you going to have Goddard and Calcaterra on at the same time?
Well, Goddard's a really good blocker.
Yeah, he can block, but imagine
really good.
Trying to defend and they're both going for it.
Yeah. No, it's a good point.
I'm happy. This was 2022, the closest I've seen, and it was flowing. It wasn't like, he just got that off. It was calm, collected, and I'm happy.
Great stuff, man. Thank you for joining in today, Sydney.
Thank you.
I appreciate all your support over the years.
The Zander effect.
Huh?
What's
that?
Effect.
I like it, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, my man.
Thank you, man. Good stuff there from my man, Sydney family in the chat. Appreciate everybody, man, joining today. A lot of great people in here, as always. Let's get to one more. Jay the Legend joining me now on JAKIB post-game show. Jay, you're pretty dark. I can't see you, my friend, but I'm sure I can hear you. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, you can't see me. I might got to turn on the lights to go in the other room.
You're good, man. What'd you take away from the game today?
Yeah. In the word of Brand Grant, we beat that ass. We beat that ass.
We did, man. What about Jalen Hurts? What'd you think of Jalen today?
I thought Jalen Hurts was sensational. I told Dan he need to stop sleeping on my man Jalen Hurts and put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
Keep talking about he's a bum quarterback. I said that guy got the tools to be a top 10 quarterback, and he proved that today.
Yeah,
he just got to be consistent with it, and they got to put him in the right position. They can't sit there, have him throw it 45 times again. You got to have a balanced attack. I say you got to throw it somewhere in between probably 27 to 30 times a game, and then have Saquon run at 25.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What'd you think of the defense today, man? I think the defense is really showing some signs. We've had a lot of the JAKIB Nation who's joined the show today talk about them. What'd you think of the defense today?
I thought the defense was really, really good. Yeah, they was flying around. They was sitting. Of course, you had some plays like the Nolan split play, but that was Fangio put him in the bad position.
Oh my God, I got to rip Akbar. I mean, Akbar comes on here criticizing Nolan Smith. I'm like, he's fucking covering a top 5 wideout.
Yeah, that didn't make no sense.
Yeah,
Akbar didn't know what he was talking about. That didn't make no sense. He just got put in the bad position because he's an edge rusher. He's not like you trying to make it like he's Urlacher or somebody like that.
I know.
Like he's great covering space. He's not a coverage linebacker like that. They've been more better putting like Trotter or somebody out there like that, the coverage. Or what was the guy that they drafted in the 3rd round? I can't think his name right now.
Jalen Hunt.
Jealous Hunt. Yeah, Jealous Hunt. Yeah, he's good in coverage.
Yeah.
He's really good in coverage. And I think they need to play him more. I say because he's really talented. Yeah, that was a good pick by Fangio. I think that's why they was able to pick them first 3 picks. I think that was all Fangio picks.
Yeah, well, I mean, Howie does like his power, so I don't know if it was all Fangio, but Fangio definitely had some input. And boy, Quinyon Mitchell looks damn good. Cooper DeJean looks damn good. And we haven't seen much of Jalix, but he's at least shown something in a small role. You're right, man. 3 big picks on defense this year. Jay, any question for me on the way out, my friend?
Who do you think I got 2 questions.
All right.
I said, who do you think is the best team in the NFC East?
NFC East? Eagles.
Yeah.
Because I'm not believing the Commanders yet. They've been shitty for how many years? What am I going to – they're 5-2, and I'm going to sit here and anoint them the best team in the NFC East? No, fuck that. You got to prove it to me a little bit longer, right? So Eagles definitely. Cowboys suck and Giants suck. So definitely the Eagles right now would be the best team in the NFC East, in my opinion.
And my second question – Do you think Jalen Hurts could get back to being an elite quarterback? At least because I think he's going to be, if he get back to being an elite, continue on and get back to being a elite quarterback, He's yeah. I think he might win the MVP.
Well, I don't know if he's going to this year because of the slower start, but I mean, hey, if we go on, you rattle off 10 games, you guarantee he'll be in that conversation. But here's what I'd say about will Jalen Hurts get back to elite? I want Jalen Hurts to be elite at being Jalen Hurts. And what I mean by that is I don't need you to be Josh Allen or Joe Burrow or somebody else. Be great at what you do. And that's providing a +1 in the running game, getting through your reads when you need to, making the throws when you need to. You got great players around you, right? Like, use them. Get him the ball effectively. And he did that today. And if he does that today, that's elite Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. And elite Jalen Hurts means we can get to a Super Bowl. So I do think he can get back to it. Now you got to wait for the consistency, and you got to hope the coaching staff allows him to kind of flourish, because I don't think some of the criticism I give Jalen isn't necessarily on Jalen. I actually believe it's more on the system that they're putting in and the expectation they've created for him, which isn't what he does great, So if he can be great at what he does, man, and they allow him to be that, I think he'll be back in that elite conversation for sure.
You think he can get back to the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Well, look, if he plays like that and this team is clicking and this defense keeps building, absolutely. I mean, look, it's wide open. Who's your NFC battle? I mean, you got the Lions, no doubt. They're a good team. You got the Packers. The Packers are pretty damn good. We already beat them once this year. I mean, you got the Eagles. There's not that many more, I mean, am I afraid of the Bucs? I'm not afraid of the Bucs. Who am I afraid of? Seriously.
Nobody, because we look at the schedule. We could go 14-3.
Yeah, I mean, look, any given Sunday, right? You saw the Browns beat the freaking Ravens today. The Browns beat the Ravens. I'll say that again. But if I look at the NFC, I mean, I the reason that's so optimistic is because I think it's wide open. I mean, I really do. You got the Lions, Commanders, the Seahawks. They don't give me any fear. The Vikings, I don't fear the Vikings with Sam Darnold. The Packers are good. I mean,
we beat the Packers already.
Yeah, right. The Falcons, no.
I'm
just not afraid of any of these teams. 49ers, no, they're a shell of themselves this year. Yeah, so I think it's wide open, man. I think we could really get there if we put 2 and 2 together. But
I think the 49ers, they win the closing.
Yeah. They might. You might be right about that. We'll see what ends up happening. Jay, thanks for joining today, man. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, brother?
All right. Thank you.
Great stuff, man. Good stuff from everybody on the show today. Still a bunch watching. Appreciate all you guys, man. How many likes did we get up to? 541, man. That's a lot of love. So thanks, everybody, for all the likes today on the show. Always fun doing it, man, doing the JAKIB postgame show and talking to you guys. One of the highlights of the week for me is talking to JAKIB Nation and even reading all the Super Chats. We got a lot of love on Super Chats today. So thank you guys for that. Let me make sure my production on the other side is going all good, and then I'll read a couple more comments and get out of Dodge for the night. I will say, I'm feeling pretty good today as an Eagle fan. Maybe it's too much. Maybe Big Sills and John will bring me back to reality tomorrow. Maybe. Just maybe. But right here on this October 27th Sunday, after we beat the Bengals 37-17, I saw a semblance of a team that I believe can go to the Super Bowl. I haven't seen that yet this season. We've won 4 other games this year. After those wins, I never felt like this. After that win, you look at that and you say, we can build on this. We can make an identity around this. We can suffocate other teams with this. And that's where I'm most optimistic about today's game. Jalen Hurts, 16-20 today. I mean, shit. You know what the funniest part about Jalen Hurts' completion percentage today is? We were joking all week, and me included. Joe Burrow, 70% on the year versus this defense. He's going to have 80%. Jalen Hurts had 80%. Not Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts had 80% completions today. If that isn't ironic, I don't know what it is, man. So big shout out to Jalen Hurts out there today. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Forest Hill, good to see you, my friend. Akbar, good job today, Akbar. But Akbar, here's your bum juice. Dump it the fuck out. Here's your bum juice. Dump it the fuck out, Akbar. You don't put Nolan Smith in the bum juice category, Akbar, when the coordinator has him covering Jamar Chase. Come on, Akbar. You know better than this. You know better than this. Yeah, dump juice. Dump juice. Sorry, Akbar. I didn't mean to rip you there, brother, but I did. Twiz the Jig. Good to see you, Twiz. Naz, my main man, Naz. Good to see you, Naz. Jerel, appreciate you coming on, Jerel. Steven's in here, Eagle fan, Stafford Beasley. Joe Whip. Joe, great to talk to you again, man. Haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Good to have you back on. Mal's in here. James A., one of my favorite commenters. James A. is always very kind in the chat, man. James A. always says, God bless. God bless, James. God bless, my friend. Abe says, Xander, what's your thoughts on the Browns winning? Look, man, you change out that quarterback. Jameis Winston comes in there with confidence, and all of a sudden they look like a different football team today that beat up on a pretty formidable opponent in the Ravens. So pretty crazy stuff, but it does make our win look a little bit better, right? I mean, and it does kind of highlight how bad Deshaun Watson is, man. Deshaun Watson really is as bad as it is. They looked a lot better with Jameis Winston. Akbar says, Z, he can't do it. I never want to see Nolan covering again. Well, me neither, but I'm not going to criticize him when he does it because that's a product of the defense, Akbar. That's not, Akbar, you think Nolan Smith went up to Vic Fangio and said, yo, Vic, I got a great idea. Let me cover Jamar Chase in the red zone. You think Nolan said that? Nolan said, you got to be fucking kidding me when he saw that play call come in. He said, you got to be outside your mind. I'm covering Jamar Chase in the red zone? If I close my eyes right now and you told me that was going to be the scenario, that Nolan Smith would be covering Jamar Chase in a goal line, in a goal situation, I'd say, man, hang him up. Hang up the cleats, man. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown, man. So, I'm not criticizing Nolan. Actually, Akbar, I'll go as far as to say, what's the opposite of bum juice? Because that's where I'm putting Nolan Smith. 3 straight weeks with a sack, stopping the run. How about the 28-yard run upfield after pass rushing to tackle the guy, the tight end on the big gainer? That's heart. That's effort. You can't measure that, Akbar. I love that about Nolan Smith. He makes you want to believe in him because he leaves it all on the field. And I respect the hell out of Nolan Smith for that. I thought that was a great play. So I'm kind of on the opposite side. I'm kind of on the Nolan Smith Kool-Aid, I guess you could say. The Nolan Smith Capri Sun. How about that? The Nolan Smith Capri Sun. Tropical fruit Capri Sun, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. Great stuff today, everybody. Appreciate everybody checking in. Go check out the JAKIB channel tonight, everybody. I'll have the first segment of the show posted up. Dan and John, me pushing them to admit that Jalen Hurts was elite today. I forced them to do that, and Big Sills did not want to do it. Big Sills didn't want to do it. So I made him do that on the open. I'll have the second show where we're talking about whether the Eagles are getting closer to Super Bowl contender form. And then I will also post up Big Sills and I kicking them around in that third segment, and we will respond to the super chats. And then hopefully, got a lot of shit to do tonight. Hopefully, if I get the time and I have the stamina, I guess you could say, to post up the interviews with you guys, I'll post that on the channel as well. So whenever you see a JAKIB video, you know the drill, JAKIB Nation. Hit that like button, comment, leave your thoughts below. Any interaction on our videos helps the hell out of our channel. That's the number one thing you can do, basically. So I can't thank all of you enough. Big shout out again to our new members. Keith Johnson. Keith, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Mad Bird, 3 months now, member. Appreciate you, brother. I thought we had one more member. Let me see if I can find it. Derek Elmore becomes a member. Derek, thank you. And M. Rays, you became a member again earlier today. So thank you all, and thanks to everybody that left. Oh, I got a couple super chats I did not read. Looks like I'm going to keep going. Terry Hayes. How about that wardrobe malfunction? Cost us a turnover. I think the equipment guy crushed under pressure. Terry, he might have. They couldn't get the nod out of Jalen's shoe. It's funny, though. When Jalen trotted onto the field, guys, in the 2 different shoes, I was dreaming of a massive touchdown because I'm like, the perfect storyline, the shoe game, where Jalen has 2 different shoes, the malfunction, and he throws a deep ball. I wanted him so bad to do that. He actually made a good throw, but they didn't get the first down, so they came off the field. Now, it was interesting to see that they couldn't get the knot out of his shoe. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? But, hey, I don't want to criticize him too much. Kimberly checks in. Oh, I already got that. So I think I got everybody. Big shout out to all you guys, man. Thanks, everybody. Naz, appreciate you, brother. Z, keeping it real. Try to always, Naz, best I can, man. People won't always agree with me all the time, but I try and keep it as real as I can, always. Jerel was in here, man. He was saying some good stuff today. Jerel, as always. Appreciate all you guys. Sydney's got his Joy back. Oh, get Joy back on. She's got a good footy mind. I think I know where you want to see Joy, Sydney. Joy's tough to run down nowadays, man. She's big time. She's big time on Fox. Good stuff, everybody, man. See you guys next time. And like I said, when you see those videos on JAKIB Sports, click them, hit the like, leave a comment, tell your boy you're here. I always read all the comments, man. We've had a crazy amount of comments this month, and I try to read every single one of them, even the ones who tell me I'm fucking batshit crazy. I respect it. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys today. That's going to do it, man. See you next time, everybody, on JAKIB Postgame Show. Big slate of shows tomorrow. Birds 365, 8 to 10 a.m., and the National Football Show, 2 to 6. We will see you there. Catch you next time, everybody.